Hello. Are we live? I think we're live. Am I live? Audio check. I'm alive. I'm alive. It's meant to be a play on Frankenstein right there. It was a pretty poor job. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome. We are here early, so probably going to dawdle a bit more at the beginning. We launched our stream about 3 minutes early. Better early than late. So, yesterday, not last Saturday, but yesterday, we had a very lengthy franchise Fridays. In fact, if you are watching the stream now, or if you watch the VOD of this stream, and then you go back and you watch parts towards the end of yesterday's stream, which is Borderlands 3, the last vid for the Guns, Love, and Tentacles DLC. I have no doubt multiple times during maybe the last half of that stream, you'll probably catch me nodding off. I'll just be, but I was gonna call it multiple times, but we had people coming in and talking to me, and it would like perk me back up and give me like a second wind, and I'd keep wanting to go, and then we were so close to finishing it. Um, but that was a 16 and a half hour stream, so I'm gonna have to do some editing um, next week to make that transferable to YouTube. But yeah, because of that length issue, I thought today was going to be late. I did not anticipate canceling today's stream, just postponing it beyond 1. I thought I'd still be sleeping at 1, honestly. But no, got a few hours. Woke up naturally, feel right as rain, feel good. So we're actually launching early. And yeah, here we are for another spooky Saturday session with Echo Night Beyond. And this is turning out to be a really satisfying game, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Um, there are definitely moments where I want to say the puzzles are more challenging than anything else. Um, the horror in this game is an added barrier, but it doesn't so much scare you immediately or outright. It's more just like you have to solve the puzzle with this additional thing or this additional barrier in your way. And it makes it interesting to me. Uh, but before I ramble on too much, actually, I guess I could ramble on a bit because it isn't even 1 o'clock yet. We haven't even, it's not even the official start time for our stream. So I guess I could ramble a bit. I guess I am rambling a bit. Technically, I'm rambling about rambling. Anyway, um, the game is labeled as a horror game. The entire Echo Knight series is labeled as a horror game. But to me, it feels more like an adventure game. And I've mentioned this, I think, on a previous stream of this game. Um, it feels more like a first person adventure with horror elements or a first person adventure game in a horror atmosphere. But it doesn't feel like oppressive horror. I guess it's just a different kind of. I think it's just a different kind of horror than what I've been used to lately. That's what it is. Like I've been more used to something like jump scares with games like Outlast, or just like constantly being hyper stressed playing games like Silent Hill, which I haven't done one of those on stream yet. But the only Silent Hill game I've beaten was Silent Hill um, Origins on the PSP, and that had that effect on me. Or Aggravation mixed with Timing, uh, which was an experience I had with Resident Evil, The Umbrella Chronicles, though people said that's because I was playing with a controller instead of motion controls. Um, But this one's just very slow. It's very methodic, and I like that kind of gameplay. That's me. That's my not only my style of gameplay. That's just how I am generally. Playing all types of video games. So it's like I feel almost like the Echo Knight series was a series made based around my personality type in video games. It's interesting. I don't know if that's a good thing, but that's how I feel. But it's past 1 o'clock now, so let's get into our opening announcements. Um, some people may not have seen the go live, so we're just going to go through opening announcements to allow some people the opportunity to show up for the afternoon show, and then we'll go ahead and I'll tell you exactly, well, approximately where we're at in the game, and then we'll launch in. So, hello again, everyone. To those on Twitch and to those viewing the VOD on YouTube in about a week. I am your host, Lord Orfeo. I stream at least 5 days a week, and I stream a little something different for each and every day of the week. I know that not every person is interested in every game or game genre, I get it. And so I try to stream a little something different each day throughout the week. Uh, Doing so also helps to prevent me from getting burnt out on any one game or game genre, so it's a win-win. And so I've established various stream themes for each day. Mondays, I have what I call Monday Marvels. And on Monday Marvels, I can stream any game from any genre, but no horror, no role playing games. Those game genres have their own specific stream days set aside. Also, the game I stream on Mondays cannot be part of a series. It has to be a one off, no prequels, no sequels. Due to this, we typically end up streaming indie games on Mondays. So if you're into the indie experience, hit me up then. Tuesdays, I typically take the day off. That's more of a personal me day. Wednesdays, in the Discord, we have a Discord. We have anime afternoons. And so if you like anime, join us then for 2 episodes from a given series. And then afterwards, here on Twitch, we have our weekly Just Chatting stream called Community Chat and Gaming News, during which we go through community updates, gaming news, and game releases for the week. Thursdays are our RPG afternoons, and so if you like role-playing games, that day is for you. Fridays are Franchise Fridays, and similar to Mondays, we can stream any game from any genre, but again, no horror, no role-playing games. The difference from Monday is that Friday's game must be part of a series, hence the name Franchise Fridays. Due to this, we typically end up streaming AAA games on Fridays, and so if you're looking for the bigger blockbuster experiences, that's the day for you. Saturdays are Spooky Saturdays, so if you like horror games and all things creepy, well, today is your day. And Sundays, I take the day off as well. That's more of a family and friends day. So if any of those stream themes are of interest to you, then I encourage you to drop me a follow, and perhaps I will see you sometime during the week. All right, and with our opening announcements now out of the way, let us return to the stream of the day. Again, we are here for Spooky Saturdays, and this is Echo Knight Beyond from Software. You can see it says From Software in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Yes, this is the same From Software who created Elden Ring and Dark Souls and Demon Souls and Sekiro. This is, yeah, the original Echo Knight and the original Tenchu Stealth Assassins, both on PlayStation 1, were how I discovered From Software and how I became a fan of From Software. It wasn't until many, many years later, in fact, decades later, until I tried a Souls game for the first time and liked it. And so, yeah, if you're interested in some of From Software's previous work, you're in for a treat. If you like first-person adventure spooky horror, settle in, get ready. We're about to begin. Now, as far as what we've been doing, let me press the start button here to start launching the game. We've been playing the game now. I don't know if it's going to tell us. Let's see here. Memory card slot 2. This game was originally made for PlayStation 2. Okay, there we go. We've been playing now for about 12 and a half hours. I feel like we're about halfway through the game. Maybe we might be more. I don't know. Though I feel like if you know how to play this game, you could like if you know all the puzzle solutions and where to go, you could probably speedrun it. Because part of the challenge of this game isn't just in performing a given task; it's actually in figuring out what to do, which is very interesting. It's very different. Um, this game does not. Actually, that's something that's kind of similar to what people say about Elden Ring, isn't it? That people, one of the reasons people like Elden Ring is because it feels so natural. It feels like the player really has to figure out what to do and then do it. It's not just do it. Whereas a lot of other games, there's a lot more hand holding. And they're like, okay, you're here, now go over there, and then once you're over there, kill these mobs or find this thing or retrieve this and bring it back to somebody. Elden Ring's not like that. It's just here's your world, go. That's it. Figure out who you are, figure out where you want to go there, figure out everything on your own basically. That's pretty much Echo Knight. Echo Knight is you do start with a base story, which the Souls games give you too for the most part, and you start with an overall goal. In Echo Knight Beyond, we are a person, I believe we're named Richard Osmond. Um, this is the year 2044, and we're getting married to a woman named Claudia Selfer, I believe is her name. And so, as a couple, we decide to save up our money and go do something a little fancy. We're going to go get married on the moon. There is a moon base. We're going to fly over there, and that's what's going to happen. And so we're on our way. We saved up. We're on the shuttle. We're heading for the moon. Something crazy happens. We don't know what. The ship crashes. The pilot was skilled enough so that we arrived at the moon base, but instead of naturally landing the vessel, it crashed into the landing area. Um, Due to I guess, the shock of the crash, we got knocked unconscious. We woke up, looked around. The shuttle's gone. I mean, the shuttle's not gone. It's still there. I'm sorry, but everyone else is gone. Like there's no person in the shuttle other than us, and we're wearing an astronaut suit. Why we're wearing an astronaut suit? Who knows? Maybe that was like a thing. Like maybe they knew the shuttle was going to crash. They didn't know if all the oxygen was going to escape. So maybe part of like the safety suggestion was to put on a spacesuit. I guess like if you think, I guess if you're like on Earth and you think the ship out at sea might sink, you put on a life jacket. It might be the same thing in space. Maybe that's the logic they're using. And so we wake up, all the people are gone. We're still there. Um, we see a message written on the back of a chair that we're sitting behind, and it says, "Come to the facility." And so we think maybe it's written by our fiance. But it like there's questions about that. Like, why is there a message written that we read to come to the facility? Why weren't we also taken to the facility? Why does someone just leave us there, basically? Um, I don't know. But we wake up, we see the message, and we make our way into the lunar facility, which is still abandoned. We have seen an android. It's like an artist android. And we've also seen ghosts. Um, yes, we see dead people. Um, the ghosts, it seems, for the most part, are all except for maybe one. They're all peaceful. Um, there is a fog that permeates certain parts of the station, and if a ghost is surrounded by that fog, they do become threatening and violent. If they are not near the fog, then they're fine. They're peaceful. You can talk to them. And generally, you try to talk to the ghosts, solve their issues. They thank you. They afterwards can move on to the afterlife. And sometimes they leave you behind a helpful little object that you can use to help further your progress through the space station, or not space station, sorry, through the moon base to try to find your fiance. And the first stream, this is our fourth stream session with this game. The first stream session with this game, we did not get very far. We spent a lot of time at the beginning, sort of trying to figure out the controls, trying to figure out the aspect ratio. So it was more of a settings thing. And even the story progress we did make was quite slow, admittedly, because the game just creeped the crap out of me. Um, I didn't I had forgotten how spooky like an ominous tone can be in a video game. I'm not really used to that anymore. Um, but yeah, very slow going for a stream session. Second stream session, we made a lot more progress. It was like I think it was like an 8 hour stream. Um, but we eventually had to stop. And that was because we hit a roadblock. We hit a puzzle. I had no idea how to solve it, and I was also getting tired. So we called it. Third stream session. Uh, I was stuck at the same puzzle. I think I spent the first 2 hours of that stream feeling like maybe I missed something, and so I just started reading through different in-game notes that the main character makes, and I didn't miss anything. There was a person in our stream named Creepy. He's one of our moderators, and he made a suggestion, and I was like, I don't think that's gonna work, but you know what? I'm willing to take suggestions. Let's give it a try. Let's do it. And his suggestion worked, and we beat the puzzle. We moved on. We saved some more souls. We calmed down another one, so we can at least talk to him, and he's not violent. But we got stuck again. Only this time, it's sort of a worse stuck. When we got stuck the previous stream, we got stuck because we were faced with a puzzle, but we didn't know how to solve the puzzle. This time we're stuck, not necessarily with a puzzle, but with direction, or rather, a lack of direction. In other words, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I feel like maybe I kind of might, but I don't think it can be, I don't think it's right. And so I'm not really sure what to do or where to go. I guess I just repeated myself there. Um, but if anyone has any suggestions, like I said, I'm more than willing to take them. Uh, I will say this: if you have played this game before, or if you're just curious and you're browsing through a walkthrough or a guide, and you know like you actually know the answer, then I would ask that you please not tell me. But you are free to give me clues or hints. I appreciate. I like trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. If you don't know the answer and you're just kind of spitballing with me, um, then yeah, say whatever you want. Say the full thought you have, and we'll give it a try. Because then we're putting it together. We're putting the puzzle together. Well, that's it. We're putting the puzzle together. Um, Rather than just someone telling me like, here, go do this, go do that. So let's launch in, and I'll kind of explain to you exactly where we're at in terms of the stuck area, and then maybe you might have an idea of where we might go or what we might do. So this is the monitor room operations, and let's launch in. Load file, yes. I may also, depending on how long it takes us to discover the solution to the puzzle, just simply reload the game from the last save file, which is this save file. Just because, I don't know, this game keeps track of not only how long. Well, I guess there's a couple of different reasons, but I guess the biggest reason is we have a lamp. Well, first off, let me say this: this game is very dark, very dark. And when I say dark, I don't mean it's dark and it's not dark in a horrific way. Like it's not dark like it's in gory or anything. When I say dark, I mean it's visually dark. Like on your screen, it doesn't look too bad, but that's because I've gone into the in-game settings and I've maxed the brightness. And even after maxing the brightness, you can see it still looks a little dark. But I forgot where I was going with that now. Like, what did I say? That was the point of me saying that. Oh, that's right. Do the reset. So we have a lamp, like a headlamp. Well, it's not really. It's on our head. It's on our shoulder. It's like a flashlight or a lantern that we can turn on. So that's it. That's bright, actually. Okay, so that's it, sort of off. It's always on. That's the thing. Um, but that's its low setting. You can't ever really turn it off. But it gives a little. Actually, I think it is off. You can you sort of turn it off. It still drains power with it being off, which is weird, but it's off. That's it at medium power. So you can see a good amount more of the area here. And that's it at full power, right? But the longer you play this game, even if you have the lamp off, it still drains battery. And you do find batteries throughout the facility to recharge your helmet. But it's kind of annoying that you have to do that. And so we might just, once we figure out what we think we might need to do, we might just reload from the last save point so we have full battery again. And Fusion is here. Hello, Fusion. What language is that this time? Jagat Har. Which, every time Fusion enters the chat, he always says, I is here. And he has recently taken to saying that same phrase in different languages. And Fusion has redeemed, hello, I'm new to stream. Well, welcome, Fusion, to our stream for the very first time. Again. And Fusion has redeemed Hydrate. Very well. I have a new, fresh, chilled bottle of water here. Cheers to you, Fusion. I also have about a third of a cup left of some English breakfast tea. Quite good. Haven't had it in a bit. Oh, that was Swedish. I see, I see. Well, we are technically translates to I'm here. I see. I wouldn't imagine most languages have an easy to find translation for a broken English sentence, which is I is here. I'm sure it exists in other languages. It's probably just harder to figure out because people probably don't list poor translations. Okay, so maps, not maps. Notes. Okay, so here's how we're stuck. I guess I'm gonna have to go through some of the characters, some of the locations, and by doing so, you can kind of gather where we're at. Also, notice the completion status for our notes. For the characters, we're at 59% complete, so we've already met over half the characters in this game. And I think you can make progress even within the characters that you have. In other words, there's a character here that's just question marks. But eventually, we'll figure out that person's name. It'll appear there, and their story, like their little bio, will update. And I think when you do that, I think the completion percentage goes up. So we may have met, we probably did meet maybe like over 60% of the people in this game. So as far as characters go, we're already more than halfway through the game. When we get to locations, again, we're at 59% complete. And then we get to recordings. Recordings are a bit different. I might have even missed a recording or two. I hope not, but it's possible. We're at 39%. Recordings are like flashback scenes that you can find if you're eagle-eyed enough when surveying areas through a security camera lens. We're at 39. So I would maybe balance this out and say maybe we're about halfway through the game. Who knows, maybe a little bit more. But I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. Don't know where to go. So let me briefly show you the different characters, and then I'll tell you a little bit about them, and we'll go from there. Okay, so This is Claudia Sulfur. This is our fiance. We're trying to find her. Finding her is the overall goal to the game. This is a broken android that we found on the ship where we woke up. She just keeps repeating the same lines over and over again, the same stewardess lines. This is Deadly Tungsten. He is a ghost that we set free, so he's no longer in the story. This is an unknown person. I thought was maybe the ghost we were supposed to try to help next. We don't have a name for this ghost. It says, ghost encountered on the elevated walkway in the water filtration plant. His cries are filled with panic and desperation. Now, we can't talk to this ghost. The location where he's at, the water filtration plant, has a thick fog in it. And I said earlier that if a ghost is surrounded by thick fog, they become violent, they become aggressive. And so if we're in that area with him, he will kill us. So we have to find a way to vent the fog from the area before going in there to interact with him. Also, it doesn't seem like there's any ventilation device in that room. So in other parts of the game, there has been fog, and we've been able to vent that fog out by using a control panel against the wall. But it doesn't appear that any such control panel exists in the water filtration plant, or if it does exist, it's not reachable by any panel that's connected to the walkway. So we have to find some other way to vent the gas in this room. Let's see here. This is Nikolai. Hold on. Okay, just checking. I can press either button on the D-pad to scroll either left, right, or up or down. It goes the same way. That's okay. That's interesting. This is Nikolai Ivanov. He's another ghost. We set him free, so we don't really have to pay much attention to him anymore. His part in our story is done. Though he may be referenced by other characters who are by other ghosts who are still here. This is another android. He is a painter, and he sits alone in a studio that we can go to pretty much whenever we want. And his role is that every time we set a ghost free or a soul free, he paints their picture. And so that's kind of cool. I guess once we get close to the end of the game, he'll have painted everyone. So that's cool. We have Dan Bertrand. This is the last ghost we came in contact with. We did not set him free. We haven't appeased him yet, so he can't move on to the afterlife. What we did do is we vented the fog from this room, and so now he's peaceful. Now we can go in and talk to him, but you can't. I don't know. I'm not really sure what he wants. So it says Dan Bertrand, ghost located in the battery room. He was the pilot on board the shuttle that crashed and feels responsible for the accident. He's standing in front of a battery storage bank waiting for his captain, Victor, to return. So, my guess is that we have to get some token from Victor, from the captain, and bring that to the pilot, Dan Bertrand, and maybe he'll, I don't know, derive some sort of relief from that. Maybe he'll no longer feel guilty for crashing the plane. I mean, he actually was a hero. He actually saved us. If it wasn't for him, the whole shuttle might have just nosedived completely into the moon and just blown up. So maybe that's what we have to do. I feel like he is the next one we have to help, maybe. And then once he sort of moves on to the afterlife, he'll no longer be blocking the battery storage bank, and then we can pull batteries out of there as we need them, go charge them, and then go do whatever we need to do with batteries. It seems like there's a couple of different areas in the game where we can use a battery. We can go back to our shuttle, the shuttle that we started the game in, and I think plug a battery into the ship. And if we do that, I don't think it can take off. I think it's too badly damaged to take off. But there are doors that are locked or that need power, uh, doors that lead to the VIP areas, um, that we can open. And I'm guessing those VIP areas are the rooms for myself and the fiance, for Richard and for Claudia, because they did pay for a vacation to go to the moon to get married. So it would make sense, if they went all expenses and they bought tickets to go to the moon and get married, it would make sense if they were the VIPs. So maybe there's some really important stuff in there. Um, but yeah, we have to figure out how to make Dan sort of move on. So remember this name, Victor. He's waiting for his captain Victor to come back, and then he'll probably be able to ascend. Okay. And Creepy is here. Hello, Creepy. Creepy says, "I'll puzzle you, all right." How you doing, Creepy? And Creepy has redeemed. Hello, I'm new to stream. Well, welcome to our stream, Creepy, for the very first time. We are glad you are here again to help us and to hang out. Creepy says also, I tried Peeps flavored Pepsi. It tastes exactly like Peeps and is disgusting because I dislike sugar. Aw. I would like to try it, but I feel like I would only want to really try it around Easter time. That way, if I try it and I like it, well, then that's cool. Um, if I try and I don't like it, then I can write it off and just say, well, it was a festive thing. Not that you really need an extra excuse to try something new, but I don't know. I feel like I would be more willing to give it a shot for the sake of a holiday. He says, I don't know what I expected. I imagine it's like someone gets a Peeps, one of the marshmallow things, and just like sticks it in a cup of Pepsi, and they just like slowly turn the heat up, and they watch the Pepsi begin to boil and starts to cook the Peep, and the Peep just starts to melt and dissolve into the Pepsi, and then they cool it off. They let the cup cool. They put it in the fridge, and they're like, oh, and then they inject some extra fizzy bubbles into it, and they're like, okay, there it is, it's ready. You know what tastes like Peeps? Hmm. Well, that's a Peep. It's a marshmallow thing. But this is who I think we have to maybe try to work with. There's barely any Pepsi flavor. Strong peach flavor. Okay. This is Marcel Aaron. I'm trying to go through these characters creepy, just like last Saturday, trying to figure out how to get unstuck. Um, and I was just saying that Dan Bertrand was the last ghost we freed. Um, and I feel like we have to get him to move on. Well, he didn't free him. We freed him from the fog, so he's not aggressive anymore, but he's not free in that he hasn't moved on to the next life. Um, he's standing in front of a battery storage bank, blocking us from getting access to a battery. So I guess we have to somehow appease him. It says he's waiting for his captain Victor to return. I don't think we're going to get Victor to return. Maybe we can. I don't know. Maybe Victor wanders around. But I'm going to guess that maybe we have to find Victor, do something to help Victor, and then Victor will give us like a special item, and then we can come back to Dan, show him the item, and he'll think like, oh, this is from the captain, or this belongs to the captain. Maybe this isn't my fault. Maybe this is like a token from the captain telling me that, I really did my best, that I'm a hero, and blah blah blah, and then he'll move on, then we can take the battery. But to do that, I'm guessing we have to meet Victor. And there's a problem with that, and we'll get there. So this is the ghost of Marcel Aaron. We already helped this person out. They're no longer in the game. This is the Carol Aaron. This is the daughter of the previous person. They're no longer in the game. We helped them move on. This is Ali Kovelian. She has already moved on. She's another ghost. This person, we don't know who it is, but apparently they're important. We kind of heard their voice through a flashback through a security camera recording. We don't know much more about them. This is Katarina Pollux. We helped her. She's been freed. Did I just go the wrong way? There we go. This is Katrina Pollux. This is her sister. We helped her as well. She's passed on. This is Jacob Pollux. We helped him. He's no longer in the game. This is Oliver Molybden. We helped him. He's no longer in the game. That's Biggs Kovalian. We helped him. Thanks completely to Creepy. He's no longer in the game. This is perhaps so far, the only naturally aggressive ghost. With the other ghosts, when the fog leaves, the ghosts stay there and they become peaceful. Also, peaceful ghosts will not knowingly venture into an area that has fog in it. This ghost is the opposite. He only dwells in areas where there is fog, and should we vent the fog from the area, he leaves with the fog. So, I'm guessing he chooses to be there. He's a truly like vengeful spirit or evil spirit. Now here's the issue. So this is Victor Nichols. Now remember the name of the captain, right? That Dan is waiting on. Dan is waiting on his captain Victor to get back. And this is Victor. But we set Victor free. And Victor did drop something, but he dropped a chocolate coin, which we had to give to the ghost of Oliver Molybden to help him pass on to the next life. So he didn't drop anything. He didn't give us anything for Dan. So I don't know what to do. Now, it's possible that there's two Victors, right? Victor is, there's no guarantee in this game that everyone has their own unique name. But, I mean, if there is a second Victor, I don't know where that Victor is. So I'm not really sure what to do. It says, ghost that was hiding in a tank in the fisheries experiment station. He was trembling with fear until I returned the captain's amulet to him. And this is also a little confusing. Having the amulet in his possession eased his fears, and he was freed. So this means that Victor Nichols is not the captain. Maybe that's why they gave this guy the name Victor. Or maybe that's why they gave him this quest. Maybe they just really like the name Victor. I don't know. Maybe this was meant to confuse the player. Because this is saying that, yes, this guy's name is Victor, but this guy is not the captain. Because he was trembling with fear until we returned the captain's amulet to him. So I guess there's two characters in this game named Victor. And this is the non-captain Victor that we set free. Okay. So we still have to find the captain named Victor. I don't think we've come across him yet. Unless I'm pressing. I was pressing buttons on the controller. I'm like, nothing's happening. I was pressing the wrong controller. Unless I don't think that's Victor. We don't have a name for this person. I think this is someone else. I think that's an employee of the lunar station. I don't think they have anything to do with the shuttle. The captain we're looking for is the captain of the shuttle. Unless, let me go up. Unless that person there is the captain. That could be it, but I don't think it is. I don't it could be, but I don't think it is, just because, at least from the blurry picture, we can see the person's face. They kind of look a little young. Um, and because of the description, his cries are filled with panic and desperation. Yes, that could be the fog messing with you, but I feel like the captain would be more stoic. And Dan was also surrounded by a thick fog, and he was peaceful. He was completely peaceful until like he saw us, and then he kind of got a little more dangerous. But just because there's fog in the room doesn't mean the ghost is naturally anxious or naturally fearful. It's just when they see a living thing, like a living person, then they become that way. Um, but the ghost that we saw in the water filtration plant, this ghost seems to be constantly violent. So that makes me think that maybe he's like not the captain. Um, let's see what other ghosts we have here. We have this unknown astronaut ghost. I don't know what his role is. I feel like there's three groups of people on this station. Um, well, I guess four if you include Richard Osman and his fiancee. Those are like the the people getting married. I guess you could call them like the VIPs. But a second group would be the crew of the lunar facility, the standard moon base crew. The third group of people would be the crew of the shuttle upon which Richard Osman and his fiancee flew. And then the fourth group of people I feel are the astronauts, are these people. I'm not sure what their story is. I don't know. Maybe they're researchers who weren't part of like the standard crew of the moon base. I don't know. But anyway, we don't know this person's name. This ghost seen sitting on a box in the regolith processing plant. He is sleeping, but every so often the sound of the machinery in the room awakens him. Um, with this ghost, because he's sleeping, he's not wandering around. We can and have snuck sort of behind him, and if we're careful, we can see we can sort of sidle up next to a control panel on the wall that we can slide a security card through in order to vent the fog from the room, so he'll be peaceful and he'll talk to us. The issue is that apparently we're at such a deep level in the facility in this area that the security clearance card we've been using on those panels to vent uh, fog from different parts of the space station does not work in this area. So that means we need a different or a higher level security clearance card in order to be able to interact with this ghost. I've also used the security cameras in this room to look around, and I can't find any security cards laying on the desk or laying on the shelves or anywhere else. I thought maybe that was part of the challenge. Maybe like while the ghost sleeps, we have to quietly sneak in. We have to find the security card amongst some items, pick it up, and then use that to vent the gas. That would be like a stealth challenge. But like I said, I used the security cameras. I thoroughly inspected the room and I didn't see any cards, so I don't think that's the solution. And Creepy redeemed Hydrate. Very well. Cheers, Creepy. And Creepy is also lying to Stream Elements. Stream Elements question of the week is, do you stream? If so, what? Creepy says, no, I do not, which is a lie. Creepy is a variety streamer for those who do not know. And he likes a variety of things, from science fiction games to Phoenix Wright, um, to racing games. He's quite knowledgeable about cars. So if you want to, go throw him support. Check out his channel. I just threw him a shout out there. He was last casting Persona 4 Golden. So that's supposed to be a really, really great RPG. Throw him a follow. And Creepy shouts me out in return. Thank you for the shout out, Creepy. But I'm stuck here. Uh, I think we just have to find the card before we come back to this room and use it. There's this ghost who's in the material storage room. Now, the material storage room is a room right next to this room. The person in this room seems like he's willing to open the door, but I feel like he's not, because there's not fog in his room, but there is fog in his room, and so he doesn't want to open the door until it's safe. And so I feel like we have to find the proper level security clearance card. We have to enter this room, swipe it, vent the fog out of this room. That'll make this ghost non-violent. We can interact with this ghost. Then he'll walk to the door that leads into that room. It'll open. I'll get to talk to those other ghosts, and then we can continue the story from there. I feel like maybe that is the halfway point right there, like over the course of the whole game. That could be it. I don't know. But there's like 3 ghosts all sitting really close to each other. So, and you know, like I said, a higher level security clearance card in order to even really interact with them. So that has to be something something sort of important in order to make all this work. And that's it. I can't go down anymore. Those are all the characters. So, like I said, I'm not really sure where to go or what to do. So yeah. As far as locations go, like I said, we've been to every location. Every location that we have security clearance to get into, we've explored. And so if there's something, I don't feel like we've missed anything. Like, I don't feel like we've missed any kind of security cards that were lying on the floor or hidden in a desk drawer. We may have, but I don't think we did. I feel like this is more of a logic puzzle. It's like, here are the people you have to interact with. You know that you have to interact with them in a certain order in order to get one thing from one character and give it to another character, in order to appease that character, in order to receive another item to go back to another character, and blah, blah. In order to access different areas of the space station, or I keep saying it's space station, in order to access different areas of the lunar facility to make more progress in the game. It's just I'm not sure how to go about it. So those are the characters, those are the locations. Let's back up a little bit and let's look at our items that we have to work with. That, I think, is the other grand piece of this puzzle. So we have a promise ring. That's just a ring I think we're wearing on our finger. I think those are our initials, R.O. Richard Osman. That's our name. And so that's just like our engagement ring that we're wearing. So that's not much of a clue for anything. Excuse me. This is Claudia's photo. So with some ghosts, you can show them the photo because they're like, oh, what are you doing here? Why are you here? And you go, well, there. And you show them the photo. Like, oh, I know this woman. I've seen this woman. She does this, or she's been here. So you can kind of do that to get some helpful pointers. But otherwise, I don't think you can use this for anything. There's a med kit. We have 2 syringes in it. So with our character, if he sees a ghost, there's kind of 2 ways you can die. The first way is the character panics so much that their heartbeat escalates. It seems your heartbeat in this game is typically 80 beats per minute. If your heartbeat, or if you see a ghost, you start to panic. And if your heartbeat exceeds 300 beats per minute for more than a couple seconds, you have a heart attack and die. The way to lower your heartbeat is to either leave the area with the ghost in it, or you can, if you have the ability to, you can quickly vent the gas that's in the air where the ghost is, and the ghost will stop being aggressive, and then you'll start to calm down. Or you can take one of these syringes, one of these injections from the med kit, inject yourself with it, and it will chemically slow down your heart for a bit, and so that'll make it easier on you. But even if you do that, the ghost can still kill you. It's just the ghost has to kill you at short range. They have to basically melee you to death rather than you just like dying from fright. So it's helpful to have, but it's not something we've really had to use yet. We've kind of like experimented with it, but it's nothing that we've had to like rely on. Maybe we will in the future. I don't know. But so far, we're fine with it. We're fine not using it. We have a host radio. This is basically like a broken ham radio that Ivanov, before he went on to the afterlife, he was trying to use this to communicate with his crew, which I'm guessing are the other astronauts that we saw, but he couldn't fix it. I don't know if it's missing something. I don't know if it's just broken and requires tools to fix. I have no idea. But we're carrying it with us. We're probably going to use it for something, but it's broken right now, so there's nothing we can do with it. We also have a monthly report. Honestly, I don't know why we have this. So at the monthly report, it's something that you can read, and it gives you a little bit of backstory, and we've read it multiple times. It gives you a little bit of backstory about the fog and about the trouble that the space station's been. I keep saying space station. Some of the trouble that the lunar facility has been going through, has been experiencing. It's interesting, but other than just providing some background information, it's not really useful in any of the puzzles that we're sort of stacked up against right now. This is an employee ID card. Now, this card we've used in the past to scan through the ventilation panels against the wall in areas that have fog. And it has worked to vent out the fog in all of the rooms except for the room with the sleeping astronaut. We need a higher level or a different security clearance card to vent the fog in his room. So I'm thinking this card will still come in useful. There's other rooms in other areas of the facility where this card may still work. And in fact, the last room that we were in, the room with Dan, we were able to use this card to vent out the fog. So I don't know if that's going to be the last room we vent out with the fog, and we're just continuing to hold on to the card just because there's no necessary reason to get rid of it, or if it will come in use later. But as of right now, we can't use it for anything. Also, if you're curious, the employee ID card does not belong to Victor. It belongs to Marcel, who is a ghost that we helped to set free. So, no, we can't just like give this ID card to like Dan, and he'd be like, "Oh, this is Victor. I can leave now. I can ascend it." No, it doesn't work that way. We also have a bottle of yellow chemical. We learned in a flashback that there's 2 bottles, and I wish I could see that flashback again, but it doesn't record it for you. You can't go back and look at them again. Where if you mix the bottle of yellow chemical with a bottle of a different chemical, it causes a violent reaction. Now, I don't know if that violent reaction is explosive. I don't know if it's acidic, like it just eats away through stuff. But apparently, it causes some sort of reaction. Now, I'm thinking if we find another chemical, we can use that to bypass something. Maybe bypass a door, or bypass a blocked passageway somehow, or get through fallen debris. There is a door on the first floor of the facility that is blocked, but I don't think that's designed to be used or be unblocked if you can unblock it with this chemical. So this chemical, it's about the size of like a big aspirin bottle. The other chemical bottle is about the same size, maybe a bit bigger. And so I feel like that would maybe do something like, I don't know, either cause an explosion or be enough to like melt off a doorknob, or maybe burn through like a lock. It's not something that would burn through like several crates stacked up to light to get through a hallway. So I don't think we've encountered the blocked area where this chemical is supposed to be used, nor have we even found the second chemical to mix with it. So it doesn't really pertain to our current predicaments. We have a level 1 card key. Now, this level 1 card key is a security clearance key. So there are various doors in this lunar facility that are blocked with security clearance cards or security clearance levels. And the only way to gain access through those doors is with these cards. So we have actually card level 1 and card level 2. And so we can gain access to more areas in the facility. But I have tried to use these cards in the astronaut area to see if I could use these cards instead of the employee ID card in order to vent the fog from the room of the sleeping astronaut. It does not work. And so far as I know, I can't use either of these cards and give it to Dan to appease him to make him move on, which makes sense because I didn't get either of these cards from anyone named Victor, nor do I think have I met Victor yet. Unless, again, Victor was the ghost in the water filtration plant, which we can't interact right now with anyway because he's violent because there's fog in there and we can't vent the fog yet. Um, I'm skipping this for now. This one's easier for me to talk about. I'm not sure I'm even supposed to have this still. This is an electric can opener. We'll use this to help another ghost sort of find their way and eventually move on to the next life. What I discovered, though, is that after giving this item to the ghost, and he used it, and then he sort of left, that I was able to pick it back up. Now, this is either really cool or it's really crappy, depending upon what actually happens and depending upon your perception. So this is either really cool because this means maybe there's an optional activity in the future of this game, or maybe there's even a mandatory activity in the future of this game that will also require the use of this can opener. And maybe had you just given it to the ghost, he used it, he left, and then you left and you didn't pick it back up, maybe you would have to backtrack all the way to the room where this can opener was used to retrieve it. And who knows, by then this whole station might be flooded with fog, there might be crazy things going on. So it's just better that we picked it back up now. That's a thought, though. That's not anything that I know. This could also be crappy for that same reason, though. Like, what if you did play it and you didn't pick it back up? Then you would have to, like, excuse me, you would have to basically, like, go back through potentially very violent, dangerous areas. Um, with, there it is. When you didn't have to earlier. So, you might not want to have done that. You might kick yourself for that. But like I said, it doesn't help us in any way right now. The only other thing that we have, the only other item we have is this thing, and I don't know how to use it. This is a special item, I think, in that it's a 2-for-1. So when I say it's a 2-for-1, it says collar, but it's more than a collar. I'll click it. So it says collar for a small animal. There is a key attached to it. So the collar itself might be a reminder of someone's pet, and maybe that will help them move on. Maybe it'll even be a ghost pet in this game. If there is, I hope it's not aggressive. That'd be horrible. But beyond that, there's a key. And so what is the key for? I don't know. I'm guessing the key does one thing, maybe the collar does something else. So we'll have to wait and find out. As far as coming across any doors in the game that would use a key, I haven't discovered any, except for one. There's a door that looks like it leads to a large telescope, and it does require what looks to be a normal key and not a key card. But I went to that door, I tried to use this key, and it doesn't work in that lock. And so I don't know what this key is for. Maybe we just haven't come across the room that we can use this key in yet. So that is sort of where we're at with Echo Night Beyond. And like I said, I don't know how to make progress. And that's, again, one of the very interesting things about Echo Night Beyond. It's like in other games, when you can't make progress, it's because the enemy is just too hard to kill, or they're too hard to avoid, such as in a Resident Evil game, or maybe you can't continue because the situation is just too scary for you, and you just need sort of a break or a breather. Something like Silent Hill or maybe even Outlast, even though those are very different games. It's just that like the stress is getting to you too much. In Echo Night Beyond, we can't continue because we literally can't solve puzzles. And I mean, I can't even say we can't solve puzzles. I'm puzzled about how to proceed, but we're not even really faced with a puzzle. Um, it's we're trying to figure out. We're not trying to figure out how to solve something. We're trying to figure out how to get to the thing that we're supposed to solve. And so, and we don't even know where we're supposed to go, what we're supposed to do. Now, I'm sure once we get there, there'll be a puzzle for us to solve. But otherwise, I don't know what to do. Um, there are some other possibilities. And we can revisit. I think we might revisit some of those. Creepy says, well, a coworker is being a jerk. Oh. How so, Creepy? Are they making you drink Pepsi Peeps? Okay. So I have two ideas after talking through all this. The first idea is that maybe I missed something. And if I missed something, I feel like if I were to have missed something anywhere, it would be here. Rooms 102, 103, 105, and 106. And so these were the rooms in the residence hallway. We did have to go through some of these, either with security cameras or without security cameras, in order to access or in order to save the ghost of a little girl. Um, we did explore these rooms as best we could, but we couldn't. What do I want to say? We couldn't find anything to loot, and so maybe I missed something. There's also There's also another possibility, and I'm not really sure what the solution is. So you can see that there's a number scheme going on here. We have 102, 103, 105, 106, and there's no 101, there's no 100, uh, and there's no 104 or 107. So I believe there is no floor 100, or not floor. I don't believe there is a room 100. Um, there is a room, I believe there is a room 101, but 101 was turned into the monitor room for the residents. It says actually that this used to be a room. It says residential room remodeled to accommodate a monitoring system. So this probably was at one point room 101, and then it became monitor room. So okay, there's that. I also believe there's no room 107 because the hallway ends after room 106. So okay, that's fine. But where is room 104? Why is this? What? Where did it go? Um, maybe that's what I missed. Maybe that's why I'm having trouble. So we can go back and explore that hallway. The other thing that I'm thinking is that uh, The only other area that I know of that has, I guess that has, or that was protected by a level 2 security card, which we just got not too long ago, would be the room with Dan Bertrand, whom he helped. Um, we needed a level 2 security card key to gain access to this room. So he's definitely coming into play here. And then the rooms which lead to the astronaut, the sleeping astronaut, which would be that's not it, the processing plant. This is actually literally the room where the astronaut's sleeping. Um, Monitor room 1, the work area. Electrolysis extraction. The oxygen production plant. And that's it. So actually, and the work area hallway. Um, so all of these areas were blocked with a level 2 security card. Yeah, from the work area hallway down, and we cleared the battery room. So I don't know what else to do, but I feel like maybe no, I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something, or I just don't understand something. So I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to return, and I don't know where I am right now. Hold on. Okay, I'm not far. I'm going to return to the residential hallway and see if I missed room 104. Maybe there's something in there, or maybe there's just something in one of the other rooms that I missed, like room 102, 103, 105, or 106. That could be it too. So we'll go explore that, and hopefully we'll find something. So right now I am in the monitor room operation. I have to go from there back out to the rest area, and then from the rest area I have to go to the central hall. That's like the main hub, it seems, of the lunar facility. And then from there, the residential room is downstairs, and through one of the doors downstairs, and then we can go from there. So I guess that's what we're gonna do, and maybe we'll find something that I missed. We'll see. Creepy says no. They're acting like my presence is offensive to them, and won't even give me pass down like they're supposed to. What's pass down? Oh, pass down of information. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, so we're gonna go to system, and we're gonna go to load game, memory card slot 2, monitor room, load file, yes. This is so we didn't spend time draining our lamp, our astronaut lamp thing. Okay. Oh, let me pop in my earbuds too. Well, that's weird, creepy. I mean, I guess there's only so many ways and times you can ask for information from a coworker before it sounds like you're getting rude. But I don't know. Maybe they got something going on with them. That could be it. Everyone has their off days, so maybe that's what's going on with them. And who knows? Maybe they'll realize it. I hope they do, and they'll help you out. Hold on. Okay. All right. Cleaning my earbud. Ruby says it's not a matter of help went out. It's literally in the job description. You pass down any information regarding the shift to your relief. Huh, that's weird. Okay. Go back up the stairs. Now we're back in the hub area. I think the escalator that go... Nope, I was wrong. The escalator that leads down is on this side. Ride this down. This is it, the residential area. Okay, now this whole hallway should be safe. There's no fog in it. There was a ghost, but we helped her out. She's passed on. Okay, so this is room, it says it right there, room 101. This is what became, or this is what turned into the monitor room. We've been there. Now, across from room 101 is room 104, which to me is weird. Oh, actually, didn't we just say that? We never went in room 104. I pressed the wrong button. If we go to notes again, and we go to locations, and we go down, it says monitor room residence, which is room 101, room 102, 103, 105, 106. We never went to room 104. Room 104 is literally right across the hall. Why? The door isn't working. That would be why. What about this? Oh, crud. What did it say? Intercom control panel. Room 104. I do that sometimes in this game. It drives me nuts. I'm used to like adventure games where you walk up and you click on an item and then it tells you about the item. This game is not that way. This game, if you walk up to an item to examine it, you just wait like a second or less, and it displays something. But when you click a button, it makes that prompt go away, and so it's like I have to sort of fight the urge to to click on things I would normally click on. For some reason, this hallway still scares me. Like, even though it shouldn't be dangerous, it still scares the crap out of me for some reason. Maybe because it's just long and narrow. That could be it. Let's go back into the monitor room. Maybe we can use one of the security cameras to look into room 104? That's always spooky, too. When you bump into a chair, they'll spin. Make a squeaky noise. Yeah, we can't even look into room 104 with the security cameras. Maybe that maybe that means, as far as the game's concerned, you're not as a player supposed to worry about room 104. I don't know. Um, but there's the main hallway, and where are we? Um, okay, that's the opposite end. Oh, the yellow arrow is where we are. The yellow arrow and blue is where we are. So according to the camera system, the other room doesn't even exist. There are no cameras in room 104. It just like the room isn't even there. So yeah, I guess room 104 is a non-event. We never get to explore that in the game. I guess it just doesn't really exist. So we can still explore room 102 and 103 are right there, and then 105 and 106, and that's kind of it. That's the elevator lobby. We had to use that to get down to basement floor level 1, and then we did a whole bunch of stuff on basement floor elevator 1. I don't think we ever have to go back to basement floor elevator 1. I think we're completely done with that area. We did poke our nose into the renovation area. I think the renovation area is where I got the bottle of yellow chemical. We haven't found like the reactive chemical to mix it with yet. There is some stuff in here. I think there's like two other doors. There's the elevator, but there's a door that we can't gain access to because it's blocked by crates, which for some reason we're too weak to move. And then there's another door that takes us to the dispensary, which I think is like a pharmacy. But I think you need like a level 4 security clearance card to get through there, and we only have a security clearance level 2 card, so there's no reason for us to be back here yet. Though what is sort of unnerving, and you can kind of see it in the picture in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, is that there is a fog presence in this hall. There's no ghosts, but there is a fog presence. And so maybe once we do come back here with a level 4 security clearance key, maybe there will be a ghost wandering in this area, preventing us from safely reaching the door. Um, but I guess let's revisit each individual room. I mean, I can do that from here to an extent with the camera system. The table is a mess. So there's food and cans. They didn't clean up after themselves at all. Looks like cards. Okay, so they were drinking, playing games. They got some boxes over there in the corner and some trash bins. That's nothing. That's the door that you enter through. Um, we have like a book cabinet, but there's nothing in there except for books. We have a closet for clothes. You can see some clothes in there. I think by default those doors are closed. And the only reason they're open in our screen is because I left them open when I investigated the room, which I think is a very nice touch. I think that's pretty cool. Like all these rooms do not reset when you leave; they stay how you left them, and I think that's pretty cool. Um, a lot of games nowadays, like this game is from the PlayStation 2. A lot of games nowadays on like PlayStation 4 and up, more advanced games, the areas will reset whenever you like leave and come back, unless like something big happened in the story, like a room was destroyed or something. But with small little things like this, like the opening and closing of drawers, typically the drawers will just reset. But it's neat that they put so much attention into detail that they made it stay that way. It's more realistic. It's also kind of more eerie as far as I'm concerned. Creepy says long, narrow, dark, and atmospheric with the flashing light. Yes, room 104 isn't the Love Shack. Love Shack, baby, Love Shack. I don't think so. We have some dead plants. The plant is withered, hasn't been watered. planter sits on the shelf. And that's kind of cool. Like people here were growing their own food, and most of the food was grown in the greenhouse. But you could grow your own food or flowers or whatever you wanted to grow in your own personal quarters. Uh, I would guess like people here either grew flowers or they grew herbs. I would think they would grow herbs. Like I think in the greenhouse they actually grew food, like real food, like fruits and vegetables. But if you wanted to like cook yourself something, have yourself some oregano or grow yourself some coriander or whatever, and use that to like spice up your vegetables. I think that'd be pretty cool. Um, there's also an older model fire extinguisher, which I don't know. We can always look at those, but you can never do anything with them. Um, that's just another monitor. That's not. It's not a monitor. It's an intercom. So if you're like washing dishes or cooking yourself something, and someone pings you and they want to talk to you, it's what that is. There's nothing in the sink except for some dirty dishes. There's a pan there. Thankfully, no one in any of the rooms, even though they have left the rooms pretty littered, no one left the electricity on, so no one could start a fire with their greasy pans over the oven. Um, so that's nice. Albatrax is here. Hello, Albatrax. How are you doing? And General Organa is here as well. How are you doing, Organa? Hmm. All right. This door on the left leads to the sleeping quarters. And if we pan the camera down to the sleeping quarters, you can see that there's bunk beds here. Um, it's a little weird to me that there are security cameras in the sleeping quarters, but I mean, whatever. What is that? A pinup hangs on the wall. I guess that's just in case something crazy happens, like there's an oxygen leak. Maybe like you would monitor people in their rooms for safety. I don't know. Kind of creeper, but whatever. The bed isn't made. The bed isn't made. It almost looks like someone's in it. Looks like there's feet down there, like a decaying body or something. The bed isn't made either. Now this looks weird. Maybe this is just me though. But if you pan over here, it doesn't say it. I that looks like maybe a cup of noodles. So maybe if someone was eating in bed, I don't know. I've tried interacting with the cup in the room before, but you can't pick it up. You can't do anything with it. So, oh well. Organa has redeemed Hydrate. Very well. Cheers to you, General Organa. How are you doing today? Do you have any fun plans today? I have some nice plans tomorrow. I have, yes, I have a couple of nice plans tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow, I will be um, going to a nice lunch with my uncle. He is down from Georgia, and he's just staying the weekend. Right now, he's in the area to attend a wedding, and that's happening right now, or today anyway, later today. And yeah, he's leaving tomorrow afternoon. So before he leaves, we're gonna go out and hit up a restaurant. Um, excuse me. Did you do the Albatrax? Was that something you enabled, or is that something? Oh, he did share it. That's cool. I didn't know that Twitch did that. Huh. Um, Let me finish my thought though, if not I'll lose track of what I'm saying. Anyway, um, yes, lunch tomorrow, and then afterwards, I think I'll come back home, maybe take a little nap, depends on how I feel, depends what my energy level is. And then we're going to do some grinding, another grinding stream in Xenogears, just to learn death blows if anyone's interested. I don't know how long that stream's going to be though. Organa says, thinking about going to Congo River Golf today. Oh, that's cool. I've always wanted to go to that. Isn't that the one with like the plain out front and the hills? It's like miniature golf. I like miniature golf. Miniature golf is cool. I've only ever gone once, but I used to go. I used to pass by Malibu Grand Prix a lot, and I used to go a lot when I was a kid. And I always wanted to go to the mini golf course, and I did once. I took someone there, and that may have not been a good idea. I think I've gone through that story before. It was like it was on a date, and I guess I didn't realize like how competitive I am when it comes to games. And it like started at it wasn't storming, but it was like like lightning and thundering. And she's like, "Do you think we should go inside?" I'm like, "Why? It's not raining that bad yet." It was like very lightly sprinkling. Like we could stick it out. We could finish it up. We're already like I don't know even know. I think we're like 6 or 7 holes in, and there was like 8 or 9 holes in the course. So it's like we were almost done. And she's like, "No, I don't want to ruin my hair." And I was like, "Okay, let's go in." But I would have just stayed out there and just kept like playing. Like I wouldn't care if it was like raging out there so much that the wind was like blowing the ball around the course. I wouldn't care. Like it's a game. When I get into a game, I play it to win it. I don't care what this like. Nothing can stop me. I'm going for it. Like, but I was more gung ho, and I guess I'm as a gamer you're kind of probably more gung ho than non gamers when it comes to games. Um, Albatrax asks what? Well, Albatrax, it says that 3 minutes ago you shared your watch streak of 3. It says Albatrax milestone achieved. Maybe I can only read this. I don't know. It says Albatrax watched 3 consecutive streams this month and sparked a watch streak. So that's good. That's the first time I've ever seen that. Like that's I didn't know that kind of thing existed on Twitch. And it looks like a command. It doesn't look like you typed it. So I don't know if you got a prompt that said like, do you want to share this information or not, um, or if it just like threw that information at me. But that's pretty cool. You're on a streak, Albatrax. You're on a streak. And thank you for the shout outs, Creepy. Oh, you don't see that either? Okay. I guess that's just information for the streamer if they're curious. It was a prompt? Ah, I see. Well, Creepy doesn't see it, so I guess maybe if you do it, the only people to see it would be the person who receives the prompt and the streamer. Okay, good to know. Okay. Creepy says it might be because I'm on mobile. Oh, that could be it as well. Organic might be the tiebreaker, but I don't know how she's watching the stream. Yep, this is all of room 2, or 102. So there's nothing in 102. Check. Let's check 105. That's right across from 102. Okay, so here we have a TV. Small electronic device, the screen is illuminated. and it's like one of those old CRT TVs with a built-in VCR. So it's not really a VCR; it's like a special built-in like video tape deck, and it looks kind of like an 8-track tape goes in there, but they're like video discs. We use this to remind the little girl ghost after she stopped being violent of who she is and of what the relationship was between her and her father. So we kind of already use this device. I don't think it's important anymore. And I think these these framed pictures are actually of the little girl, her drawings, and her family. So that's kind of done. And these are more open shelves. We have boxes in there in the bookshelves. We have more jackets in the closet. We have more withered plants. And they didn't pick up after themselves at all. Like, what is it with people being so slobby in these rooms? I mean, I to some degree, I guess I could get it. Like, you work and live in the same place, so I guess you're gonna get like extra comfortable. But I mean, like you knocked over the table. Like, why would you not fix the table? The furniture has been knocked over. But it doesn't seem like there's anything we can do there. They at least kept this clean, the sink and the burner. That's good. I feel like I'm going to see something strange in one of these cameras, and it's going to freak me out. Um, there is like a desk area here. There's books and a CD player. We can't do anything with the CD player though. I don't know why. I thought that was going to be an item that we could collect. So I'm like, okay, maybe later on in the game we'll find a CD that we can listen to, and maybe it'll have like audio clues or something, or who knows, maybe something cool would happen. Like maybe we find a CD close to the end of the game, and it'll be like the soundtrack to the game, and you can listen to the soundtrack of the game from within the game itself. Like something like that's kind of cool. But nope, nope. Apparently not. I tried interacting with it, tried picking it up, can't do it. We have what looks to be some cigarettes, but I guess they're all smoked through. There's a book there. I don't think we can interact with the book. I think I tried. Um, so yeah, there's nothing there. And then there's the sleeping quarters. Here are the beds. Bed's not made. Bed's not made. Bed's not made. And we can't get a good enough look at that. There's nothing on the floor anywhere. And that's it. Albatrax says it showed up as a prompt when you get enough points for a redeem. Oh, it's a redemption? I didn't realize it was a redemption. Let me see. Okay. Okay, interesting. I don't see it on my redemption, but maybe it's because I guess those are specific. Like you can only use those redemptions when you fulfill certain conditions on a stream. That's pretty cool. Okay. Again, I didn't know Twitch had that. That's pretty neat. Well, again, congratulations, Albatrax, on your streak, your watch streak. Ruby says, "Huh? Okay, I'm gonna go do work things now. She'll pop in every half hour to hour. All right, creepy." Agata says, "Watching on mobile. Were you talking about the watch streak announcement thingy?" I was. No, the prompt. Well, both. To see if you could see what I saw. That same message. To see if you could see the announcement. All right, so didn't really notice anything in 105. And even if I could go back into room 105, which I can, but even if I did, and I got the CD player. I don't see how that would help me now because that doesn't belong to Victor. Um, let's look in room 103. So in room 103, there's another one of these TVs that you can use. Another messy table. Oh, oh, you see that? I see that. I see a green glow here on the table. This is something that we missed. There's a flashback scene here. Oh, oh, God, it says she saw it. Okay.
Stop all that nonsense talk about ghosts.
Ever since we found that stone, strange things have been happening.
Don't worry about it. Our director's pleased, and that's what matters. There won't be any more oxygen shortages. It'll actually be nice to work here.
But Mr. Gold...
Listen, Alan. We just work here. We do what we're told without question. Right, let's go.
I'll have to remember to save after that. There's some more books in there. A box. There's a box in the closet. I tried looking in there. You can't. There's a book here. A book sits on the table. We can't read that. Looks like you should be able to. The cover's bright red. It kind of stands out. But nope, you can't interact with it. Pull out again. Nothing in the sink. Nothing on the burner. More panels. Let's go to the bed area. And there's nothing on any of the... Oop, I didn't do that. There's nothing on any of the beds. At one point, when we first got to this area, there was something on one of the beds, so we had to go and retrieve, and that was the security clearance card, or the not the security clearance card, the employee ID card that we could use in order to vent the room, or the rooms, the hallway from the fog, so the little girl's ghost would be at peace. But I didn't see anything there. Let's check room 106. Okay. I like this. I like checking with the cameras over the, what do you call it? Over going into these rooms personally for a couple of reasons. One, I feel safer doing it by camera than doing it by actually walking into the rooms. But two, if you walk into these rooms in person, you actually have to wait and load into the room. Like every time you look, you go into like a different location, the game has to load. But if you look at each of these rooms through the camera, there's no load time. It's instant. So that's really nice. Now there is a message here, and I totally forgot what it says. So we might actually do that. We might walk into all these rooms again. There's a wheelchair. I don't know who that was supposed to have belonged to though. Empty medication containers are scattered across the table. Now, I thought I would find something here that I could use, like maybe a chemical that I could use to mix with the yellow chemical bottle, or maybe some pills, or... But no, nope, nothing at all. Overturned planter. Nothing there. Go to the bedroom. Now this is the only bedroom area that has like a counter. Like someone pulled a counter in here. Which I think is a good idea. Like, I don't know why they all didn't do that. Though I wouldn't have it facing in that direction. I would have its back against the left wall here. But, I mean, you have a drawer there for each person. You got 4 bunks. You got 4 drawers. Keep your undergarments in there. But whatever. There are pictures and books on the nightstand. Okay. So I don't think you can interact with those. Nor do I believe can you interact with any of the drawers. So that doesn't do anything. What about, let's keep going. Elevator lobby. You can see how much fog is here. That is so creepy to me. Um, I believe that's the door to the pharmacy or the dispensary where you need security card level 4 in order to get in. I think that's the entryway. I think down here is the elevator. Yeah, it says elevator. And then here, right where the security camera is, I think that's the door that leads into the renovation area. And when we go to the renovation area, again, lots of fog. Um, there is a door here that leads to the laboratory, but in order to gain access to the laboratory, you need a level. Does it tell you in here? Interesting. It doesn't seem to tell you, but I think you need like a level, at least level 3. But you might need even more. It might be like a level 4, or level 5, or level 6. I'm not sure how many security cards there are, but I'm pretty sure we don't have clearance. I think it's level 4. I think you need level 4 to get into the pharmacy and level 4 for the lab. But this is the area we picked up the chemical, the bottle of yellow chemical. Um, I'm guessing the bottle of the other chemical that makes it reactive, that makes it violent, is probably stored in the laboratory. And then here's the other camera. It was around here that we got the bottle of yellow chemical. Actually, it was right there. It was on that shelf. There's nothing else in this room. There's a generator, but it just says it's a dilapidated piece of machinery. I think if you're actually in the room, it says that it's an old generator, but it can't be started or used for anything. Um, and so that's it. So I'm not really sure what to do or where to go. We can also kind of browse around a bit in this room. Before we do that, though, I do want to save. Yes. Memory card slot 2, since we just saw a new bit of information. And I also want to go and into the notes and review that information. Because we got to see that, but maybe there's something that I missed or something that I didn't pick up on. So let's see. Organa redeemed hydrate. Very well. Cheers, Organa. Let's go to notes. And maybe... No. Hmm. No new character notes were added. Interesting. Okay. We're not 43% completion rate for notes. Table glove imprint. Glove imprint left on a table in room 103. A man in a spacesuit is talking to someone. The conversation is about a stone and some of the recent events that have taken place since its discovery. Hmm. I never really get that. It says sign display. This is not a sign display. This is a sink. I don't know why the mirror is missing. Um, Wait, what does it say? The basin is filled with water. Why is the basin filled with water? Is that important? Do I have an item that I can use to collect water? I do not. Will the yellow chemical bottle do anything? Nothing happened. No. Hmm. Uh, to me, this looks like either a washer or a dryer. I'm not sure which. But it's cylindrical. It kind of looks like a dryer. But that makes me think, if this is a dryer, then how do they wash their clothes? I don't know. Maybe it's a washing machine, but if it's a washer, how do they dry their clothes? Like, where do they hang their clothes to dry then? Though, I mean, I don't know. It is the future. Maybe that's an all-in-one unit. Maybe it washes and dries their clothes. Here's the tub. Nothing in here. The mirror has been shattered. That is super creepy. It's like in all the rooms for these places, either the mirror doesn't exist or it's been shattered. I don't know why you would do either one. Okay, what's in here? Oh, this is the toilet. And nothing is ever in the toilet. Oh, there is a shelf up here, though. Hmm. Maybe I should walk around and check the top shelf of all the bathrooms. Here's the closet. There's nothing in the closet. Here's the bookshelf. Nothing, or the book cabinet. Nothing in the book cabinet. All right, let's leave. Oh, I went the wrong way. This is the bedroom. Is there anything in the bed area? No. No. What is this? It kind of looks like a dumbwaiter. But I wouldn't expect... No, it's probably like a panel for lighting or something. I wouldn't expect an advanced space station to use dumbwaiters. Nope. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh, Ratika is here. Hello, Ratika. Welcome, welcome. Ratika says, toilet. Yes. And Ratika has achieved a milestone as well. Ratika watched 3 consecutive streams this month and sparked a watch streak. Well, congratulations on your watch streak, Ratika. They're trying to figure out where to go and what to do, Ratika. I am not sure. And so I've been bouncing around ideas. I've been trying to explore. Excuse me. Hoping to sort of just randomly fall across an answer. That's different. There's a noise in this room, like a music in this room. I don't think that's the game's soundtrack. Is that the CD player? They're an older model. I don't hear the music anymore. When I walked up here before it said anything, I pressed a button and I heard a beep sound, like maybe I turned off the CD player. I don't know. Hmm. There's the bookshelf. There's the closet. There's nothing in there. That's knocked over. Hmm. Retikus is very lovely. Hey, I streamed Destiny an hour ago. They changed mod system, so I was very confused. And still is. They changed the mod system? And new DLC is just okay. But hey, I'll go play Remnant now. See ya. Alright, Ratika. Thanks for stopping in. Have fun. Shards of the Broken Mirror. Hmm. I felt like maybe I'd walk into a room and flip open the toilet and there would be something in there. Like a key or something, but no luck so far. Here's the bed. Now you got some boxes here. Covered in dust. That silver case there looks like something important, but I click it, nothing happens. And there's nothing up there, nothing back here, nothing on the floor. Nothing. I went the wrong way again. Check room 103. Novel was popular a few years ago. It's gathering dust. I can't do anything with that. I feel like if I were to miss anything in any of these rooms, it would have been this one, room 106. Because this one has a message scrawled on the wall, but it also has, like, medicine containers in the room. And I believe this is also the room in which there's, like, a table dragged into the bedroom. There's also the fallen wheelchair. The fog, it does terrible things, turns them evil. Please let help arrive. Looks like it's written in red. It could be written in lipstick. I hope it's not written in blood. That's the first time we heard it flush. That's weird. Well, let me go back to notes and locations. What I'm thinking is maybe there was another more recordings that I missed. Maybe. And maybe if I saw more of those, they would give me the clues I need to progress. So, how many clues are there that I've found so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. How many? I feel like it couldn't have been that many. How many monitor rooms have we come across so far? I feel like it's been less than 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. We may have missed 1 or 2. If there's 6 monitor rooms and we found 10, that makes me think that maybe we missed 1 somewhere. Maybe with each monitor room there's 2 that you can find. I don't know. Um, I don't know. There has to be something I can do with these items though. Hmm. I can't think of what a solution might be. Hmm. I can't crack it. Maybe maybe I am a bit tired. Maybe I need to lie down again. Maybe we'll make this a two-parter today. I don't know. Yep. I am feeling a bit tired. I don't know why. A bit sluggish. Maybe that's affecting me. I think I will do that. I know it's been a short stream, just over 2 hours. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it here and have myself a lie down. And I'm not going to research any manuals or any walkthroughs or anything for this game or any guides. I'm literally just going to lie down and maybe try to take a little nap, see if that will help uh, sharpen my focus. And then we'll come back, I think, later today for part 2 of Spooky Saturdays. And we'll see if we can figure this out. The only other thing I can think of right now, anyway, is to do what I'm doing now, and that is to go over here to the art room and speak to the android and just show him more of the items I have in my collection to see if he says anything about any of the items. But I think I've tried that already.
What's wrong with you? Why do you look so strange? Have you forgotten me?
I feel like if we were going to react to anything, it would have been the collar.
You see that thing on the desk? You can take it with you. Hope you'll find it useful.
Nice. No! That sucks. Hold on. I didn't mean to do that. I must be tired. I'm going to go back to the studio. Maybe every once in a while you can return to this guy's art room and just pick up a free syringe, a free sedative, because that was uh, that was how we got our second syringe. Like, I think when we woke up in our shuttle, we had a med pack. I think we found the med pack with a single syringe in it on the wall. Um, Let me make sure we still have that other note. The last recording with Mr. Gold. Okay. And maybe every once in a while you can return to that guy. Maybe after you've made so much progress through the game, where he actually gives you different dialogue. Um, Maybe you can also pick up a syringe. Oh, look at that! It's meant to be. It's an omen. The battery controller one is low. I'm gonna have another controller that's charged and waiting, but it's like things are aligning, as if to say, you should take a break here. I think also if you walk around different areas of the game where you had previously picked up a battery for the lamp um, on your shoulder, that the batteries also respawn. Not immediately, but I think they do respawn between play sessions. I think some of the batteries maybe are scripted to find, and I think others are just like they're in the same room, but it's like random. Did I just pass the door? Where's the door at? Oh, it was on the other. Are you serious? I walked around the wrong side of the room. There it is at the end of the table.
You see that thing on the desk? You can take it with you. Hope you'll find it useful.
At first, I just thought that was a thing of paint, but maybe it's not. Is it a thermos? He doesn't say anything about thermos. Or the lamp. I thought maybe that little speck of something right there might be a key or something, but it isn't. Yep, there we go. We now have 3 full syringes. Now I just need someplace to save the game again. I'm gonna go back to the residential hallway. I'm thinking maybe the next thing I'll do um, when we come back is I will. Did I go the wrong way again? I did go the wrong way because the right way is downstairs. Um, Wait, is the right way downstairs? Yeah, it is. I'm thinking when we come back, I'll take the elevator back down to basement floor level 1, even though I said I don't think there's any reason for us to come down to basement level 1 again. Maybe just to go back to the camera rooms to just check all the rooms for any glowing green symbols. Just to make sure we got them all. Because maybe there is a clue that I'm missing. Like, I never would have known about mixing the yellow chemical with the other chemical to generate a violent reaction. Um, so maybe there's another similar clue like that in one of the flashbacks. Maybe there'll be a clue like, hey, go to this room and try to push this book, or try to do this very specific thing and a panel will open. You'll get a special key, or hey, I put the key that's on the collar that was on my dog, and it was for this specific thing, but it's hard to find. And I don't know. I feel like I might be grasping at straws, but I honestly don't know what to do or where to go. And I've said this multiple times this stream, and I don't think that's necessarily a problem. I mean, it's a problem for us definitely because we don't know where to go. Did I just save again? I did. Okay. Uh, but I feel like to some degree this is almost like a thinking man's game. It's like you're just supposed to just sit here and stroke your beard, um, and just think about the clues, think about the items, and just kind of mull it all over in your head until eventually it clicks. Um, but it could also be because we just don't have all the information that we need or that we're supposed to have up to this point in the game. So I think that is what we're going to do. We're going to take a break, come back. Once we come back, we're going to revisit every camera room we can, with the exception of the camera room that's, well, the one in which we stand now because we've already done it. So we might do it again just for funsies, uh, with the goal of just looking into every area that we can for glowing green symbols to see if we missed a flashback that could give us a greater knowledge or give us a clue to solving everything, or not everything, but at least the situation where we're at now where we don't know what to do. So thank you everyone who came out for this short stream. Thank you to General Organa. Thank you to Albatrax. Thank you to Ratika. Thank you to Creepy. Thank you to General Organa. I think I said General Organa already. So yeah, I'm probably a little sleepy. And I appreciate you all being here. Appreciate you all showing up. I hope you have fun with the rest of your day, the rest of your afternoon. And yeah, like I said, I'm probably going to try to take a nap, wake up, and then try and approach this with a fresher mind and a new cup of hot tea. So, have a good evening, everyone. Well, I will see you again, but um, have a good day, I guess, if you don't tune in for the second half of our show. All right, have a good one. Bye.